All right, let us model a simple building for our plane animation, so that there's a little bit of a point of interest when it's flying around. All right, so we're going to base this on textures that you can find online, and this is what I found and borrowed. Okay, here it is. You can just simply type seamless building texture, yeah, anything you want. All right, so that's the one I will use, and we're going to keep the cube for a change. Okay, I don't need all the parts of the cube here except for the front, so I will select the front here, and let's make sure my screencast is on. All right, let's put that on the left side, or say just put it in the center. Okay, so I will invert my selection. I have this front. Just want to make sure that the front is what you have selected. Okay, I'm going to do Control I to invert my selection. Press X to delete faces, and this is all I have right here. Okay, so let's set up our texture. And if you don't know how to do textures, we do have on the channel tons of textures for beginners, how you can get started and whatnot. Okay, so let me go to my shading tab right here, and this is where we're going to apply that one. So I do have the texture available. This is a cube, so it would have a cubic UV mapping, so we don't even need to do much about that one. And let's go to downloads right here, and it should be the high rise one. You can also simply click and drag it. Let me see if I can easily find it here, since over the years there's that. And all right, just dragged it right here, and this simply replaces the base color. Okay, there it is. So the cubic one, we need to do the UV. Okay, so let's go to the UV editing real quick. That's what I think it is. All right, so I'm going to number one right here. With everything still selected, I'm going to press A to select everything. U, and then unwrap. Okay, as you can see, didn't quite, oops, sorry. Let's make sure we could see it right there. It's not really one-to-one. The image, it's slightly bigger. Okay, so with the object right here, so what I'll do is I'm going to readjust my object. Simply select point mode, select those 2 points. I'm just going to eyeball this one, make it a little bit wider right there. Select everything again, unwrap. Okay, now here on the unwrap, I will move this so that it's using everything right there. Okay, and then well, actually the rotation is off, so I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna go press R and hold down the control key while I rotate this one, and there it is. We could also do easy simple one. Press U, project from view, exactly how we're seeing it. Okay, and then simply scale this one, zoom in, and position. So there's plenty of ways to kind of do the exact same thing. All right, I'm going to be using my move tool here to be precise. All right, so there's that. Let's go to modeling. Okay, so we just want to make sure that we can get all this kind of details right here. I'm going to go number one where it's flat. All right, so first I'm going to do my Control R, which is the edge loop. So I do want to create a line where the windows right there kind of starts. All right, and then you can keep adding more lines to just kind of follow where those Control R again, click and drag. So we're just kind of eyeballing it. I mean, you could actually just do a quarter section here, but we do have a little bit of variance right there, so that we do want those so that it's not too repeating looking. All right, Control R. Control R. You could also do a massive Control R edge loop cut and then just simply move them after. So this one is just, you know, there's not a whole lot. So if you do want to watch this in real time, you can. And if not, you can fast forward this. You can increase the speed so that you don't have to watch this painful demo. All right. Control R again. Oh. All right. Okay, so now we simply switch our selection to face mode. Shift click all the windows. Actually, we need one more line right there for that one so that it's protruding a bit. Yeah, if you want more detail, but again, this is just strictly background. Yeah, so if I go angle this a bit, press E and just kind of move that back, you're going to have that kind of issue right there with the brick. So it's up to you how far you want it. I'm guessing here these are not too far. They don't really have like a patio or veranda right here. So okay, so as far as just giving it a little bit of depth right there, that's all there is to it. Okay, so I do want to add that part where it's supposed to be shiny and whatnot. So let's go back here and then do Control R. Just kind of simply isolate that part of the window right there that are supposed to be shiny and the other one not so shiny. Okay, so we're in a way we're going above and beyond what I said before, where we would just kind of not overdo it. Okay, so now I'm just kind of adding that little border right there where the windows are. Again, you can fast forward the demo to skip all this. All right, I'm just gonna all right, and then we can divide it here as well. It's still going to be a relatively low poly, you know. It's not like it's massive amount of polygon, but it's just going to add a little bit of a, and I'm not being precise here. I mean, the photo, we're very gracious that we borrowed this, but it's, you know, it's not dead on straight on some of this. There's a little bit of skewing or distortion, but it's pretty good right there. It's, some of it might not fall exactly, but like I said, it's, you know, not crucial. All right, then we go back to number 3 right here. So that we kind of get another dimension right there in a way. So, well, that's a boo-boo regarding my part. Undo. There is a border on the side, so just want to make sure I didn't mess that up. All right, yeah, I gotta do the side as well. There it is. And again, you can create, oops, needed that there. Just a quarter section of this if you really want to go low polygon and low memory count. But this one, since each window kind of gives you a little bit of a difference right there, we do want to preserve that. All right, that should be good. So I'm going to go back to face mode or keyboard shortcut 3. I'm just going to select all this. You can also do select similar. I don't know if it'll select all of them precisely, but there's one way to kind of select them a little bit faster. All right, there is that. So I'm going to press E to extrude and then just kind of push it back just a bit right there, just so that we get another layer of sophistication, you would say. All right, there's that. All right, now let's go back to our shading, but let me save this first. Yeah, we can call this one building modeling. All right, save file. All right, let's go back to shading. All right, so since we didn't get specific ones for the our bump, so we just have to make one based on this one. All right, so we're gonna need another copy of this, so I'm gonna copy it. Actually, I can just plug it. Let's just be lazy. All right, so I'm gonna go vector bump. Okay, I'm gonna dump the color to the height, normal to normal. All right, as you can see, it's starting to do that. Since it's low res, that's too high of a strength. I mean, there's several ways that that's too low res on my part. Selecting it. Let's do an invert. Let's see. All right, I guess, I don't know, maybe nothing is better. It's so, it just did not. All right, let's get another one of this, copy, paste. I'll make a new image out of it. Not new image. I'll make a fake user for it. Okay, so I can change this to non-color. All right, so that then we plug the height, color to height. It's just as ugly. It didn't really all right. Well, I think it's let's go back to that one. It's just way too low res. All right, it'll probably do purpose what we needed, because we were going to kind of multiply this. So I'm just gonna crank this up a bit. Try to make it super ugly. All right, there we are. Let's see what it looks like rendered with some lights factored in. All right, that's not too bad at this point right here. However, our roughness and all that, we can make sure that we get the image right there just on the kind of selection. All right, so we can also select the individual windows right there and then just make them the shiny one, you know, and that's probably gonna do it. All right, so let's make this whole image a little rough. I can put the let's see here, I can plug this. Let's add a color ramp. Where's my color ramp? All right, color ramp right here. not you. Let's direct that in there. We want the color ramp factor color to roughness right here. Let's see if we can kind of make this thing kind of work, or we make parts of the building kind of brick kind of dull and then just concentrate on shininess on the inside. All right, that's not okay. It's good enough for now. Okay, so now this one is ready for duplication. All right, so if I go to number 1 right here, and then I duplicate this, and right click to cancel that, so I can put another one right here. Okay. How far? Maybe that one right there. Let's see if we see that seam. Well, that's not bad. Okay. Let's go to number 1 again, flat. Select both. Shift D, right click to cancel, and then I'm just gonna drag this one here and making sure the overlap doesn't do too much overlap right there. All right. Select all this, Shift D, go up. All right, Shift D, right click, go down. Okay, certain stage where you can start just simply joining all this. Let's see, I'm just being lazy here. Didn't really want to Control J. Let's see if we see any artifacting, because we did put those two things on top. Okay, that's not bad. All right, so there's that. All right, and let's make it taller. I'm gonna set the origin to the center right here. Press tab and select all. I just want to move this so it's a little slightly centered right there. Okay, Shift D, and we can make an array at this point, so we can, I think we should be fine with that division right there. Okay, so let's add our array modifier. Okay, and it wants a 1-to-1 offset. Okay, as you can see right here, if I increase this, there's that gap, so we increase it this way. And let's see, we want to go, let's just go up actually, so not on X, put this to 0, put this to 1, sorry, not Y, Z. There we go. We can keep growing this, and yeah, it should be, yeah, we're not seeing that overlap. All right, one more. Okay, massive. Okay, so now we can, let's say, apply the array, or we can leave it alone. Since we got that in the center right there, let's go to the top right here. Okay, let's say we want this kind of like a cube, right? Let's get a cube here as a guide. You go to object mode, add a cube, and what I'll do with a cube is just going to kind of eyeball. Okay, so when we select our object, okay, we go to edit mode and we move it here. We're just kind of following the cube right there. And what we can do is, when I duplicate this, right click to cancel, I'm going to rotate it. Yeah, we got to put the sorry, undo, object mode. Okay, Shift D in object mode, rotation control. It's gonna go like so, and we kind of get a corner right there. Okay, we select both, go to the top, Shift D, press R, Control, flip it to that. Okay, then we can delete that one. We got our building and snap on all four. Okay, so we got a little bit of a, because we just kind of eyeballed it, so you got to make some adjustments here. Go to the side, wireframe mode, so we could see it right there. Okay. Okay, push that a little bit over there. This one. GY. All right. Go to the other side. GY. Go to the front. GX. And you can snap to the edge if you want to. I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. GX. Let me get close. All right, there's the building, and if you want this to become solid, you can apply the array, or you can just kind of leave it alone so you can control it, you know, better. Oh, there's some leftover stuff there, and of course our light is inside. It's freaking out. All right. You can also put the sun. If you're not going to see the top, don't worry about it. If you will be, then you can start editing this as a whole. You know, you can go here and apply the array. Let's say you're pretty happy with the size. All right, and then you can select all four, and they're not snapped in there, but you know, it'll do. Control J to combine. Okay, and you can cap this off. You can run a line and go to edge mode. Shift Alt click. Oops. All right, extrude, right click to cancel. And you can of course texture that if you want to. If you're going to see the top. All right, and you can do another modeling there if you want, or you can put another building on top. Okay, so we can go with selecting the entire thing, Shift D. Okay, and then just go number 1. I can, I guess, scale it a little bit. Okay, maybe the windows here are smaller. Let's see if they make a difference. All right, let's go like that. Then you got the windows are smaller, but you get the point. You kind of stack that building. You know, just put a little bit of texture on that one right there, so you can stack them, and then all right, that's how you can make relatively low poly. This one is high poly because we went crazy with the window. You know, we're hoping you might get closer and actually appreciate the you know, when you put your plane in there. All right, so that's one way to kind of populate your world, and you don't have to go crazy like what I did with multiple stuff like that. You can also keep it simple or just painted one. You don't even need to make it from photo. All right, that's it.